Hello, today I'm going to show you an awesome unboxing video by me for, of course, you. Today, let me introduce you the brand new Nintendo Switch 2. That's available now. That's cool stuff, yeah. We see what's new with the Nintendo Switch 2, because the next evolution of that Nintendo Switch system is there. This brings games to life with a large 1080p screen, or we connect it to a television and play in up to 4K resolution. Its support for HDR and frame rates up to 120 frames per second will let us enjoy vivid color, clarity, and smooth gameplay. We snap the new Joy-Con 2 controllers into place with magnetic connectors. Each controller can even be used as a mouse in compatible games. And we experience new exclusive games like Mario Kart World Online only on the Nintendo Switch 2. Plus, we can enjoy compatible games from our Nintendo Switch library too. Some Nintendo Switch games may not be supported or fully compatible with Nintendo Switch 2, but it will become, I hope soon. We have there the new Halo game chat thing. We start a chat with the friends at any time using the C button. We share our game screen while chatting to show what we're up to. And for a more personal touch, we connect face-to-face with Nintendo Switch 2 camera or other compatible USB-C camera system. Of course, each is sold separately. Additional game systems and RSS may be required for multiplayer mode. The Internet. And if we are going to use the Internet, Nintendo Switch Online membership and Nintendo account requires for online features, including the game chat. Nintendo Switch 2 camera or compatible USB-C camera requires for video features and not available in all countries. So have a look. Maybe it's not available at your location, but I think so. We have a bigger screen and the same thickness. We go big with a 7.9-inch screen that lets us enjoy smooth gameplay anytime and anywhere. We play with greater detail and clarity thanks to a high-definition LCD display featuring support for HDR, VRR, and up to 120 frames in compatible games. Handheld mode, baby. Smooth movement on a big screen. Anywhere we go, we have a bigger screen and the same thickness. 7.9 inches LCD display. It's not an OLED, okay? Maybe the OLED will come in 5 years. The Nintendo Switch 2 screen is 1.6 times larger than the screen of a Nintendo Switch console. And the system is just as slim as before. Bigger screen, same thickness means we have the same thickness. So only the large of the screen is bigger than before, but it is the same shape, only a little bit bigger. And a vivid display that brings us the games to life. We play on a screen that shows off the finest of the details. The built-in LCD screen is capable of full 1080p resolution in handheld mode. With about double the pixel count compared to the Nintendo Switch system display, we can enjoy games in a high resolution and greater detail. And a maximum frame rate of 120 frames enables even smoother gameplay in supported games. And variable refresh rate, that is VRR. This technology helps the games move seamlessly by preventing frame skips and flickering. And we have a high dynamic range possibility. This is the HDR supports. Bring greater, more detailed contrast between light and dark areas. And, we step into a high-res world under a big screen. We use the included dock to connect the Nintendo Switch system to our television and unleash even greater details with that. We can use the dock to play on a big screen, and we can play in 4K. We take in all the details with a screen resolution up to 4K when we connect the Nintendo Switch 2 system to a compatible television using the dedicated dock. The system also supports HDR and frame rates up to 120 frames on compatible televisions. That means 4K resolution and HDR are available in supported games and requires a compatible display if you use it in a docked situation. Frame rates are capable up to 60 frames for 4K output. And we have fan ventilation for powerful cooling. Because the Nintendo Switch 2 dock has a built-in fan that helps stabilize the performance. And connecting to a TV is so easy. Compatible televisions can be automatically turned themselves on when they detect the Nintendo Switch 2 system powered on while docked. The system supports Consumer Electronic Control, CEC, where the television automatically detects and changes to the correct input. And with our auto low latency mode, this is the ALLM, we can even have our compatible television automatically change it to the game mode settings. That's a good fact behind that. This is a good feature. But it has to be supported by a television, of course. And of course, we have more. New stand with a freely adjustable viewing angle. We place our Nintendo Switch 2 however we like. In tabletop mode, using a large stable stand with 150 degrees of freedom, we can always find a comfortable viewing angle. That's perfect for playing together. And of course, the top of the system now has an USB-C port, in addition to one at the bottom. We can plug in the included AC adapter and play it in tabletop mode while the system charges. That means we find the right viewing angle with a sturdy stand. We share a system for instant multiplayer fun. The freedom is now of the flexibility is coming with the Switch 2. The stand of the back of the system can be adjusted 150 degrees. This allowing us to freely and customize the placements no matter where we are playing. And the two USB ports brings a nice thing. The USB-C ports are now on top and bottom of the system. We plug in the included AC adapter and play the tabletop mode while the system charges. We can also connect a compatible USB-C camera and enjoy video chatting with a game chat anywhere. And of course, more Nintendo Switch 2 features are the Joy-Con 2 controllers. Connect in a snap, baby. We meet the new Joy-Con 2 controllers if we see them in the Nintendo Switch 2 console. It's designed to attach and detach with ease. Strong magnets keeps the controllers firmly attached to the system. We simply press the release button on the back to disengage the magnetic lock and off the cone. We can get them off if we pull on the upper side of the console and Joy-Con 2 without the lock. That's possible, but not on the bottom side. They need a lot of muscles. Easy, comfy, magnetic. We attach it, detach it with easy peasy. The Nintendo Switch 2 system comes with two Joy-Con 2 controllers. When we must move the Joy-Con 2 controllers close to the sides of the system, they will snap into place thanks to the built-in magnets. The strong magnets keep the controllers attached firmly to the system at all times. We simply press the release button on the back to get them off it. The magnetic lock is then released and off they come. Accessories like the Joy-Con 2 wheel also take advantage to the new connection. And has stick and bottom. The left and the right sticks are now larger and easy to rest our thumbs on. They also move smoothly than before, with reduced noise. The L and R buttons are no longer two, and the SL and SR buttons are bigger for greater comfort and control when playing with a Joy-Con 2 held on its side. And a streamlined wrist strap. The Joy-Con 2 strap makes it easier to get into the game. We snap it on easy and pop it with the touch of the button. Handy for whenever we are playing using motion controls. And mouse controls are a breeze thanks to smoothing, gliding, and a better stability provided by the wide base of the wrist strap. And we have HD Rumble 2. From a faint choir to the power of shaker that leave an impressive. The HD Rumble 2 power up to fidelity and capable of the force feedback. That means HD2 responds quickly to in-game action and can convey even more complex. That's the Joy-Con 2 and smooth mouse controls. Additional with the Joy-Con 2, because the Joy-Con are in your hands, but they can also be as a mouse controlled with Joy-Con 2. The mouse sensor on the side of each Joy-Con 2 controller lets us turn surface like a table or our lab into a mouse pad. Both Joy-Con 2 controllers can be used for mouse control at the same time. This opening up a new way to play, like using both hands to control two mouse controllers simultaneously. Mouse control is really cool. We see those little sensors on the colorful sides of the both Joy-Con 2 controllers. We place the sensor face down on the surface and slide the controllers around to use it like a mouse in compatible games. And in home menus possible too. Whether we're passing one controller to a friend or multiplayer fun, or using both ourselves, the mouse controller opens up more ways to play. And C button has entered into the chat. All together, anytime, anywhere, game chat now. We can choose and make our voice chat. We share a game screen and connect via video chat as we play. Our friends and family are never far away with game chat. Once game chat setup is done, simply press the C button on the right Joy-Con 2 controller to start an online chat with Nintendo Switch 2 friends whenever you do it. Nintendo Switch 2 has a built-in microphone that can pick up our voice, even when we are sitting away. Our voice will come through loud and clear to our friends. We share our screen in real time, even if we are playing different games. We team up in the same game or watch along as the friends play different ones. It's all about hanging out and having a good time with them. And we can show off our game face. We connect a compatible USB-C camera, like the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, to the video chat and see our friends' faces while we are all playing. Up to our people can video chat at the same time. With the game chat, it's easy to connect with friends and family, feel like you're playing in the same room together, no matter of the distance. And of course, the Nintendo Switch 2 camera is sold separately, or you connect another USB-C camera with it. That's possible, of course. So, we can have fun, more fun, when we play with USB-C camera and USB-C chat, or with that chat function. That's cool, that's easy. And we have 3 different play modes available, of course. That's the classic Nintendo Switch console features. And the Nintendo Switch 2 can transform to suit our game style. We just like previous Nintendo Switch systems. We can enjoy our games anytime, anywhere in television mode, laptop, tabletop mode, or handheld mode. That means TV mode up to 4K possible. Tabletop mode on the tabletop or on the desktop. And handheld mode, this is the classic Game Boy style, for example. And we have, of course, more performance. The games of the Nintendo Switch 2 can take advantage of powerful upgrades to processing compatibility, speed, and the graphics performance. We enjoy benefits like smoother frame rates, sharper visuals, and faster loading speeds than before. These changes open the doors to new ways to play. In addition to the Nintendo Switch Edition games, select Nintendo Switch games may also take advantage of the system's new capability to bring benefits like improved graphics and faster loading times. And the sound is much better than before. Crisp audio quality and a 3D spatial sound. The sound quality is more natural and clear with better balance. We hear the difference for ourselves, wherever we are playing in the built-in speakers or the headphones, which is sold separately. Games can be enjoyed more immersive, three-dimensional sound, as if it is coming from all around of us. And of course, internal storage. 256 gigabit capacity with a faster speed. Even after downloading all these games, the system will still have more than 70% of its stored capacity remaining. And if this is not enough, we can expand our storage with the microSD Express cards. The Nintendo Switch 2 uses a new standard of expandable memory cards. They are called microSD Express. This kind of memory card is needed to faster access speeds and ensure games will run smoothly. Nintendo Switch 2 is only compatible with the microSD Express card. If the microSD cards we have used for Nintendo Switch, they do not support the microSD cards Express standards. We cannot use them with the Nintendo Switch 2, so we have to buy a new standard, and this is the microSD Express card. But these cards are compatible to other devices too. And of course, in addition to Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games, Nintendo Switch 3 can play compatible Nintendo Switch games too. The Nintendo Switch 2 plays both physical and digital Nintendo Switch games. Some Nintendo Switch games may not be supported or fully compatible with Nintendo Switch 2 console. That it is. Let's get the Nintendo Switch 2 out of the box today. The Nintendo Switch 2 is a hybrid video game console developed by Nintendo. Released in the most regions on June 5th of 2025. Oh, that's a nice package, as you can see. And it's a package in a package, so get the first box out and have a look what's inside now. Another package. The Switch 2 entered development in 2019 with a focus on backward compatibility with Switch games. Like the original Switch, it can be used as a portable handheld and then as a tablet or connected via a dock on an external display. The Joy-Con 2 controllers, as you can see here now, they can be used while attached to or detached from the device. It has a larger liquid crystal display and more internal storage than the original Switch. It has updated the graphics controllers and social features. It supports 1080p resolution and 120 Hz refresh rate in handheld or tablet mode, and 4K resolution with 60 Hz refresh rate when docked. Games are available through the physical game cards and Nintendo's digital eShop. Some game cards contain no data but allow players to download the game content. We select the Switch games can be used the improved Switch 2 performance through either free or paid updates. And the Switch 2 retains the Nintendo Switch Online subscription service, which is required for some multiplayer games and provides access to the Nintendo Switch Classic library of emulated games from older consoles. GameCube games are exclusive to the Switch 2 under the expansion pack tier. The game chat features allows players to chat remotely and share screen and webcams. And Nintendo revealed the Switch 2 on January 16, 2025 and announced it in a full specification release details on April 2. Pre-order in the most regions began on April 5th. The Switch 2 has criticized for its cost, being priced 50% above the Switch, and the higher cost from some first-party games. And like its predecessors, the Switch 2 is a hybrid console, which can be used as both a handheld console or placed into a dock connected to a television or monitor to be played like a home console. The unit maintains a similar form factor as the Switch and consists the main body that includes the screen and primary hardware and two Joy-Con 2 devices that can be attached to the main unit sides in a handheld mode, or it can communicate wirelessly to the main unit when docked. And along the existing ports from the Nintendo Switch design, which includes the USB-C port on the bottom, which also serves as its power source and connect within a dock, a headphone jack, and a cartridge slot. The Nintendo Switch 2 includes a second USB-C port on the top of the unit, and an internal microphone with noise cancellation. The Switch 2 uses a 7.9 inches, these are 20 cm LCD touchscreen with 1080p resolution. and HDR, which supports a variable refresh rate of up to 120 Hz. When docked, the console can output to 1440p at 120 Hz, or 4K resolution at 60 Hz with HDR. The original Switch included an OLED revision, and while Nintendo had concepts using an OLED for the Switch 2, hardware design lead Tatsuya Sasaki said they opted to use the LCD due to the advantage in LCD technology, including support of HDR. Unlike the first generation model, the dock also contains a built-in Ethernet connector and a cooling fan. The system on a chip, the NVIDIA Tegra T239, codenamed Drake, features an octa-core AMR Cortex A78C CPU, a 12 SM-ampere GPU with 1536 ampere base CUDA cores, and 128-bit LPDDR5X memory interface, rated to 8,533 MT per second. 12 GB of its memory is prevented over two 6 GB chips and provides around 102 GB per second docked and 68 GB per second handheld of bandwidth. The Switch 2 supports NVIDIA's Deep Learning Super Sampling, DLSS technology, and ray tracing, and super variable refresh rates through NVIDIA G-Sync in handheld mode through the Tensor and the RT cores. It supports Wi-Fi 6 too. So this console is now unboxed, and that's all what you get in the box. And this is the console, the next gen console, which is made by Nintendo. This is the Nintendo Switch 2, baby. Let's switch on our Nintendo Switch 2. On the bottom side you have a switch on button. Now it will be booted. Let's now continue in that process of setup. First thing is, of course, we have a big bunch of possibility of regions and, of course, languages we can choose from. We can see the important information of nearly each area of each country is here. The license agreements and so on you can read, and if you choose your matches country, the next step will be we have to enter to our Wi-Fi network. The alternative way is, of course, to enter into a local area network connection by wired, but for this you will need the dock too. So if we now entered into our system of Wi-Fi, we have to choose the time zone. The time zone is important because this Nintendo Switch is sold, of course, of the entire world. So check this out. Then you have to create a Nintendo Switch account. A Nintendo ID, a Nintendo account, you will need to choose your console. That's for free, and you can make this easy peasy. Now there's a little tutorial while you make the setup process, that you can see that you can use the different styles of possibility: television mode, tablet mode, handheld mode, and of course to connect this with USB-C source to reload this, and of course how to use your Switch using the controllers. The controls are at the Switch on right and left docked position, as you can see now, and now you have to remove them by this little switch on the back side of the Joy-Con 2. The Joy-Con 2 will be connected by magnetism, and if you now separated them from the console, you are automatically in tabletop mode. Okay. Now you can push the A button to agree something. You can push the B button to go back something. And you can use the left arrows keys to navigate through the menus. You can also connect it, the Nintendo Switch to you can change the play mode with a separate controller, for example. And in this controller, you can also use it with the magnetic connection. That's possible, of course. Or you can use them with the straps. And of course, there it is, you can use it with the mouse function. So you see you have a big bunch of possibilities. So now let's start. We create first the system. We have to create a Nintendo account and sign in into the Nintendo account for downloaded apps, downloaded games, and something else. And of course, you can add users to the machine. If you like to give your kids enter to your machine, or separate people in the family can be used that machine as they like that. Of course, we can add other users, or you can skip this if you only use that console with your account. Of course, you have parents and guardians, so you can make a guard for your children while they play them. And if you like to gain the HDD, you can enter a micro SD card in it. That has to be an express memory card, which you have to enter. This is on the bottom side. Underneath that clamp, that stand, you have an enter micro SD express slot where you can enter that now if you like. But you can do this later, of course, because you have an internal storage which you can use, of course. Then skip that. So now the setup is completed, and we push the home button to go into our Nintendo Switch 2. The completed setup is done now, and we entered into the system. The system makes a little bit overview here. On the center you will see your games if you have them, because this console comes with no games. You have to buy them separately, download them out of the internet, for example, or get them physically with a cartridge system. Then you have there the game chat, news, Nintendo eShop, album, the album, game share, controller settings, system settings, and the sleep mode. Nintendo Switch Online, for example, is a big bunch of possibility to gain your experience with the games. For this, you will need a Nintendo account, a Nintendo ID, of course. Then you go online with that. This is, you have to pay for that, of course, but this gives you a big bunch of possibilities. Game chat is new. Game chat is only possible with a Nintendo account, of course. And with Nintendo Online, you can chat with your friends while you are playing. You can make communication with other people in the network. That is all together, anytime, anywhere. Okay, we can make this. Of course, you can have here game chat data processing. You have to read them, you have to agree them, and then you can start with that feature. And of course, we are possible to make screenshots or make videos with the USB port on top. And you can, or you have for this chat function, you will need a smartphone to verify the numbers now and use that. And then, of course, if you go to news, you have a news section where you get articles, discover something in the Nintendo world, give information about the console, news flash, and something else what you like to see there about Nintendo or Nintendo Switch 2 network. Then, of course, if you go into the Nintendo shop, you can download directly apps, directly games out of this app store. It's a Nintendo eShop. They can buy and have fun. Of course, the album takes, if you take a snapshot, if you take a video with the left controller button, then you can save this there, and you can edit and enter into this area to look at the album with that. You can make by pushing and holding a video, push short on the left button. That means you make a screenshot or a shot of this console, what's going on right there. Then, of course, you can make it full screen, delete it, and edit it a little bit. Then Game Share. We can play together using a software which supports that. That means if you have a local user nearly with a Switch console, you can share your game with them and play together with them. This, of course, is possible, and that's good because the other one does not need to buy the game. You can play them and share this software. Really cool, but only, of course, local. This is possible with Game Share, and this is a good thing to play together with other people nearly. Then we have controllers. There's some option with the controllers. We can change them, we can add, we can remove them, we can repair, we can pair them, we can use different kind of controllers by get them together, for example, or separate them. The Joy-Con 2, for example, you can see you can separate them if you're going to play with 2 players, for example, or you can get them together. Then, of course, we can search new controllers. We can change the rumble function. We can find our controllers if we lost them by using the controller information system, and that gives a beep sound and, of course, a rumbling feature to get them back where you lost them. Then, of course, we can pair them. Information about how to pair them, we only get them into the Switch 2 and they will pair automatically. In the handheld mode, it's possible to do this stuff here. And of course, you can use a separate controller, and this controller you have to pair by wired connection or, of course, by the push of a button. It's easy, of course. And we have can program the GL and GR buttons. If you have a Pro controller or something else, you have these special buttons to program them with unique features. And of course, mouse control. The mouse control on the Joy-Con 2 controller supports that. So easy, you do not have to clamp the strap into it. You can make this without the strap controls. That's possible, but it's better with the straps because on the straps there are gliding points underneath, and these gliding points helps us to easy peasy move our mouse control. And then you can start and choose for each button. You can program the buttons. You can use them as a mouse. It feels really good, and it is a good navigation for shooters, for example, or of course for Anno or something. I think it's a really good feature. And if you like mouse control, that's your thing. And it's not only one mouse you can use. You have each Joy-Con 2 can control this Switch by using that mouse feature. Really cool, I think. Yeah, we can use the mouse control on the home screen too, as you can see, and navigate through the menus and play like the best. Oh yeah, push, hold, move, job's done. Then you can remove the strap again and have fun without the strap again. So then, of course, we have here virtual game cards. Virtual game cards are really cool because this is a new feature on it. We don't have, of course, now the virtual game cards. We have to purchase them and then can we use them. In system settings, we can learn about to use that. We can go to different editings. That's auto brightness, for example, the brightness up, down, Bluetooth audio, we can enter to it. We can edit the internet system, parenting control, accessibilities, data management is possible to see that there is an external storage. We can edit users, control and accessories, audio, display. We can create amiibos. We can make a dark or a lighter skin. We can go to sleep mode, and we can navigate through the system with that settings section. And then, of course, the last thing is sleep mode. But also, we can use this by pushing long on the button of the home button. We can make a short menu and use that short menu too. And on our Switch 2, there are 3 buttons available. We have one button to go into the sleep mode, for example, or we can switch it off, and we can make volume up, volume down to use these buttons on the bottom, not on the bottom side, on the upper side of the Nintendo Switch 2 console. That's how to use it. That's the new Nintendo Switch 2 console. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe me and give me a positive feedback, and I hope to see you again on my channel. Zun zun!